So when I moved to the US, I didn't have too many friends, right? Like as you would expect, if you change countries, all your family and friends are back home. So I was kind of looking for a community, but then it was also like mid-COVID, so that wasn't happening. So when I started my degree, obviously there was like some classes starting slowly up again, like in person, so a little bit of that. But there was just like zero community in the Bay Area. There was this one very cool React meetup. I think it was like called React Bay Area or React San Francisco, something like that, by Benjamin Dumphy, I think is his last name. So I was like, I moved to the US, and then 2 months later, I wasn't able to leave my house anymore. Yep.
Right. Yeah. Got put on house arrest. That must have been horrible.
No, it wasn't too bad. I had a really good time before COVID hit, and then working remotely from San Francisco was a little from Sunnyvale was a little silly. But still, I really liked it here. Just the weather in California, obviously, but also the tech scene, as Dan knows from living here.
I experienced a little bit of it in React Miami, but I can definitely appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, React Miami is a different level, right? It's what you get in San Francisco on a sleepy, Thursday, but like on steroids, right? Like it's everything all at once. But yeah, so I just really liked it. I was like, okay, I have to get there somehow. And then I looked for ways to get back. And one way to get into the United States is if you study. So that's what I did. I did a master's of computer science after the internship ended. And then after that, you have like it's called, I forgot all the names. It hasn't been too long ago, but what's it called again? You have like a work authorization to work after, and that's usually like how you get started there. So I did that. I started at LinkedIn as a software engineer, worked there for over 2 years, became a senior software engineer, and then this January joined Neon.
I'm proud to announce that you've done such a great job at LinkedIn. Congrats. And did everyone like, well, I'm jumping ahead, obviously, and I'll get back on track after this, but it's just funny. Did the people, when you were working at LinkedIn, were people like aware that it's like this overly like starched platform?
Yes, we definitely did some B2B sales jokes internally, for sure.
Oh, that's
whenever we had to post something, right, like to try out a feature or something, we would usually auto-generate those, just like quickly have something, and then it would be like what we learned about B2B SaaS or something.
Right?
Like that.
That's too funny.
But yeah, I worked on Campaign Manager, which is it's like the ads manager of LinkedIn.
I think I've used that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got lots of B2B sales. It was great.
Yep. So but yeah, it was a little detached from the other stuff. So
right. That's you weren't in the heart of it. That's funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you said you did computer science as your degree. Why computer science?
Mm-hmm. So in Germany, I actually studied Wirtschaftsinformatik. You know what that is, right?
Yeah, sure. Just for everyone else that doesn't know, just refresh the memory really quick.
Sure. So Wirtschaftsinformatik is the German word for information systems. So like
that sounds so much cooler.
Or the word by word translation is business informatics, I guess. And the reason I picked that is because I was a little bit afraid of the math in computer science, and the university from the area where I grew up in Germany, Friedrich Alexander University in Nuremberg. If you picked information systems, you were doing the math together with the economist people, or like the business majors. So that sounded like something I could do. So I just picked that. And then it was like basically 50-50 or 60-40, with 60 being the computer science part. I really liked it. The business major stuff is obviously very fluffy. I'm not sure what you guys studied, but very fluffy stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm actually a information technology major because I didn't want to do the math and comp sci and a business minor. So
there you go.
I understand that completely. I'll be working on like data structures class and then go over to my business class, and then the assignment for the final is like fill in the lines, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. That's gonna get me canceled.
Yeah, I myself major in Goose Sciences, and I've been working in that degree for the past year and a half so far. So really excited.
That's super fascinating. I love that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Anywho, so sounds like you're quite you have quite a reputation in the internet space right now for making all these events, getting communities together. How did you get there from being a software developer?
Dude, I want to know that myself.
He's like, I came here asking for answers. I hope you were going to tell me.
Please help me. It's a really good question. So when I moved to the US, I didn't have too many friends, right? Like as you would expect, if you change countries, all your family and friends are back home. So I was kind of looking for a community, but then it was also like mid-COVID, so that wasn't happening. So when I started my degree, obviously there was like some classes starting slowly up again, like in person, so a little bit of that. But there was just like zero community in the Bay Area. There was this one very cool React meetup. I think it was like called React Bay Area or React San Francisco, something like that, by Benjamin Dumphy, I think is his last name. And I loved going to those whenever they were happening, but they weren't really happening regularly anymore. So I was just looking for something. And the story of how I started organizing myself instead of just like looking for places is a little bit more random. But the TLDR is I met Eric, a good friend of mine now, who has been doing meetups remotely during COVID in Florida, where he's from. And then he moved to the Bay Area. And we started doing Remix Bay Area meetups together, just fully remote in the beginning. And then that slowly turned into meeting at bars and just like, having dinner together, hanging out like as friends. 10 people would show up, 5 people would show up. And then at some point we had more time. We're like, let's do this more consistently. I was already working at LinkedIn by that point in time. And so from there, it like merged into React Bay Area. We, at that point, Benjamin was not doing React meetups anymore. So he maybe you've heard of the AI Engineer Conference with Wix. I think it's both in New York and San Francisco. So they kind of transitioned doing that instead of React. So the meetup crew was like not used anymore. And we was just asked if we could take over. So we took over that. And we weren't really good at naming things, typical programmer problem. So we called it Remix in React Bay Area, which is like so boring.
It's like a variable name right there.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a descriptor.
Remix or Bay Area maybe variable. And then it went very well. We did like a few bigger events. One, shout out to Fly. We did one with them at A16C. And we got like 80 people showing up. And we were like so excited. It was like, okay, we have to make this a thing. There's clearly a lot of interest in web community in the Bay Area again. And then we just named it All Things Web. And that name just came from tutoring. Us like every Monday for 2 years, I did tutoring on the side. Again, I didn't have much to do when I came to the US.